Today we are here to celebrate the career of one of the all-time great New York Jets, Nick Mangold. Congratulations on an amazing 11-year career, Nick. Thank you very much.
I've had the good fortune of signing 3 contracts, all with the New York Jets. This was the first one I did with a child on my lap. To play in this city and to be a part of it for 11 years has been one of the greatest things I could have ever asked for. And it's been an absolute honor, privilege to be a Jet, and I'm glad that I can continue. Thank you. Signed. I'm out.
Hoping to follow in Jets legend Nick Mangold's footsteps is center Spencer Long, a day one free agent signing by Jets general manager Mike McCagnon. The question remains, who will he be snapping to? The league year has officially begun in the NFL, and the first major domino has already fallen.
We have some major clarity now on Kirk Cousins, the #1 free agent on the board.
We want to go out there and make this roster as competitive as we can.
The New York Jets select Sam Darnold.
Our goal is to get to the Super Bowl, so every other goal is secondary.
Kirk Cousins is the Vikings' newest quarterback.
He made his debut at the Vikings' new facility in Eagan.
We knew it would be a large financial investment with Kirk Cousins, so once we realized we were not going to be successful signing him as a free agent, we were always prepared to turn and pivot. And I think going into the pro free agency, it wasn't we just randomly turned around and tried to sign players, but we had sort of targeted different plans.
Acting quickly on a contingency plan would define the Jets' 2018 free agent class. With the luxury of additional cap space, the Jets switched their focus to the defensive side of the ball, putting pen to paper with former Titans linebacker Avery Williamson and Rams lockdown corner Trumaine Johnson.
Intercepted! Trumaine Johnson! It's a pick 6!
For the former Titan, transitioning to a new lifestyle is still a work in progress.
It was nerve-wracking, man, to just come into a new team and to not know anybody and just a whole new environment. I guess you kind of think like, dang, I'm really not going back to Tennessee, because I've never been away, really. You gotta have the movie chairs. Like, these are my babies right here. I missed them when they were packed away. I pinch myself sometimes, but it's kind of sinking in. Cool. It's the last launch. Moving is tough. Moving to New York was so different. I've been up here quite a few times, throughout my career, but never thought I would be living up here. So it was, when I got the call and said that the Jets were could possibly be the team that I was going to go to, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I know it's expensive up there. It's different, man, but it's a good different. Literally going coast to coast. It's crazy. It really is. Now I'm a New York Jet.
For Trumaine Johnson, the decision to change coasts was made easier by one familiar face waiting for him in New York, former Rams defensive backs coach, Denard Wilson.
When we went through free agent meetings, I told him my 2 cents. He's an intelligent football player. He's passionate, and Trumaine knows what I expect.
A playmaker, for sure, a tone setter. I love playing ball and I love winning.
Winning a Lombardi trophy is the one and only goal. Finding a franchise quarterback makes that goal more attainable.
Teddy Bridgewater signs with the Jets, but after Josh McCown signs with the Jets, and the Jets have a 6th overall selection that much of New York City and the Jets faithful are thinking is going to be used on a rookie quarterback.
Teddy was a player that we had done a lot of work on. I mean, obviously he was a very good player early in his career.
This is a great unknown. He has been a starter in the league. He has been a very, very good quarterback, and at one point considered one of the big-time rising stars.
Under pressure, Bridgewater steps. Deep. End zone. Touchdown.
Had a major injury, which kind of sidelined him for a bit.
His mental capacity is outstanding because he's very mentally tough, and to overcome that and still come back to being normal is outstanding.
He's kind of like a coach in uniform, and you saw the reaction from Jets players on Twitter knowing that McCown was back. They love that guy.
Finding a balance between the present and the future is the goal of every football architect. Bridgewater and McCown add immediate stability to the Jets' quarterback room. Long-term stability is found in the draft.
Part of the job, I think, as a general manager is you obviously have to sort of balance the short and long term.
Some big arms at the Reese's Senior Bowl this 2018 game. Josh Allen, the Wyoming quarterback, as well as a guy who won an award. It's an award we like to call the Heisman Trophy. Baker Mayfield expected to arrive in Mobile for the Reese's Senior Bowl.
We knew we were going to be out of the Kirk Cousins market, so then it shifts gears, and then we want to make sure we're going to be well situated in the college draft process.
The 2018 NFL Draft has the potential to be historic. As many as 4 quarterbacks are projected to be selected in the top 10. Choosing the right one could define a team's success for the next decade.
Play action again for Allen. Delivers a missile down the field.
The legend of Josh Rosen in full bloom.
Mayfield rolls left.
Unbelievable. Touchdown, USC.
Slotted to pick 6th, there are no guarantees that the Jets will get their pick of the litter. Trading up could be costly, but having a franchise cornerstone is priceless.
We put so much work into this draft class and to pro free agency. I'd seen a lot of these players a lot in the college side during my fall, the fall exposure to them, and plus a lot of the film work you watched and the games I went to. You're trying to figure out, we're going to make that move in the draft. I want to make sure I knew what the options were and felt very comfortable with them.
We have a plan A, B, and C. Plan A is never a plan that works out, and plan B or C works out even better.
I don't think we are solely focused on the quarterback, but it's definitely a position of interest for us, and we're going to evaluate this process going forward and see what happens.
What makes me the best option? I think accuracy. I can make any throw.
This kid here is special. I mean, he has every gift you want.
Winning is the most important. I think I'm the best quarterback here. I think I make very quick decisions.
He's the best thrower in the draft. It's football, and I love football. Everything I can do to play this game, I'm going to do.
Maybe he's Carson Wentz 2.0.
It's always been a dream of mine to play in the NFL, and I think turning a franchise around is obviously a hard thing to do, but I'm always accepting of a challenge.
The Jets are moving on up. The team trading up from the 6th spot to get to the Colts' 3rd overall pick in April 26 NFL draft. What does this move mean for the top 3 picks, Adam?
The fact that the Jets were willing to trade 3 second-round picks to get up to number 3 overall tells you that they want a quarterback.
We knew the parameters in the trade, how we wanted to structure it. I wanted to hold on to our 1st-round draft pick going forward. That was important to me.
Giving up 3 second-round picks. It's a hefty load. It's a lot for the New York Jets. But if they do end up with a quarterback that they wanted, then it will be worth it.
We knew we had to pay a bit of a premium, but that's how it works, especially in drafts that involve usually quarterbacks.
Sitting at 6, so many things can happen that can be out of your control. But at 3, the Jets control their situation a little bit better.
For us to move up to 3 to secure a quarterback from that position kind of helped us out. Sitting at 6, you weren't guaranteed to get one, and you probably could have been leapfrogged by a few teams.
We were very comfortable at 3. We felt very good about having a feel for this college draft class. We didn't necessarily know who exactly was going to be there at 3 for us, but we felt very good about the players we felt were potential options there for us.
It narrows down the players. Obviously, you don't have to find 6 or 7 players alike. You got to find 3 players that you really love.
With the draft a month away, the Jets scouting team hit the road for a pro day circuit of the top quarterback prospects in the draft.
You get a chance to go to their pro days, or you go have private workouts with them, and you get a chance to spend a day with them. Obviously observe how they interact with yourself or the people on your staff. You get a chance to watch tape with them, put them on the blackboard. And then, quite frankly, sometimes too, you watch how they interact with their teammates who they're throwing the balls to.
But look over Sam Darnold's right shoulder. There's Mike Maccagnan, the Jets GM in the vest. The Jets having just traded up for the number 3 overall pick.
The scouting report on this year's quarterback class has been years in the making. The one quarterback that's been consistently on top of mock drafts is USC's Sam Darnold.
You know, they asked me back in July, let's say we're drafting now, who's your guy? I'd say, hey, I know it's early, but it's Sam. Everybody that knew him best was so consistent in how they talked about him.
USC wins it.
He was decisive, he was accurate.
Darnold over the middle, touchdown.
When you go to watch a quarterback in person, you try to watch more what happens between the plays. The thing that with Sam was you just saw how the players reacted to him. He always went to the right guy at the right time and picked him up.
This has been one of the most anticipated pro days that we will see this pro day season.
Well, Sam Darnold's pro day this year, I spent more time watching Sam and how he interacted and how he handled himself.
He had the opportunity, if he wanted to move the throwing session up to the beginning of the day. He declined.
Some people asked him if he wanted to go ahead of the other guys because the rain was coming, but he opted to sort of say, hey, I'm good. It's their day too.
No obstacle for Sam today. Really threw it well with the moisture in the air.
Turned around and had a very successful pro day in not an ideal environment, really.
Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in this class. I would be shocked if at the end of the day he is not the first pick in the upcoming draft.
Coming up next week on One Jets Drive.
Mike, is this going to be a quarterback? That's what we all hear.
The most anticipated NFL draft in recent memory is about to get underway.
Pick is in.
With the third pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select